All right, so here we go. 424. Zoom in. United States, Washington State. As you can see, we've got clear, sunny skies across the entire country. I was looking at the map. We were anticipating a week of stormy weather, so I'd like to apologize for being so off the mark. Please, Meryl, no more weird outbursts. But hold on to your hats out there, folks, as we are expecting some strong winds. This lady from the States. Yes, the gust that blew that day. This weather lady, she's tapped in, came in the wake of a great battle. Bring that here, why don't you? Salam ended up getting over there, okay? Sure, I appreciate the help. Who is this little child with the Endeavor pouchy? Stay tuned for updates on what sort of effects we'll be seeing from that. Look, our house got built. Yeah, it sprang up quick as bamboo. 1 week passed. Are these the little kids that were like trapped under the rubble that Ochako and Sue saved? Like it was about to like crash on them. Yeah, Deku's punch having like actual like. I need that to look the crazy. Those are the kids? Okay. Alright. 1 week passed. The restoration efforts that had stalled after the Jakku conflict picked back up at a breakneck pace. Of course they came after it. Yeah. Now that the threat was neutralized, they can come over. With the battles over, the United States and many other nations showed up with an outpouring of support and resources. After seeing their wild fight, we couldn't sit back and do nothing. The Survey Bureau lent us the plans and blueprints so we can start rebuilding whatever's on the docket. It's all been cleared with the Building Standards Act. Here you go. This guy, his quirk 3D. That's a crazy quirk. That's a very helpful quirk, but it's a crazy quirk nonetheless. Before the advent of the exceptional, restoration on a similar scale would have taken over a decade, right? Look at the land. Look at the landscape. Jesus. Bro, this section of Japan is fried. This is insane. Look at all the destruction. Oh, the Uraraka's dad. Okay. Who's that? See, I don't know who this is, but they gave him a panel. Who is this? I don't know who this is. Who's this? I know this has to be somebody. Is this homeboy from Vigilantes? Wow. So he's in. Okay. They gave him a panel. I have no idea who he is. I'm like, that has to be somebody. Has to be. I gotta read Vigilantes. I have to. But with so many capable quirks devoted to the effort, it shouldn't be long before things. won't ever be back to normal. Okay, sorry. Yeah, is Bakugo gonna need a robotic arm now? As I explained prior to the surgery, this is the best we could hope for. I promise you we did all we could, especially after seeing your son's exploits. Goodness gracious, this boy, he's got a nub now. A great number of bone segments had to be joined and set, and I can't guarantee that any amount of rehabilitation will give him back the use of the arm. Wow. If he's determined to work as a hero, he could consider a prosthesis like Mirko's. So he'd have to amputate and get a prosthetic. I do remember this though. Rehab, screw it, lop it off. Nah, forget that. Yeah, it's like, forget that, because my quirk comes from my palms. Katsuki. Plus, he never even had one. Give me that rehab. Bring on the pain. The sooner the better. No, only low effort exercise for now. More than your arm. The problem is your heart. You'd be dead without Edshot's masterful suturing, which helped restart your heart and lungs. I have no idea how you managed to keep fighting in that state, and I'm frankly flabbergasted that you blasted your way across several kilometers after that. You were given a second shot at life, and you heeded the call. In any case, my only prescription for now is bed rest. He's got a nub. Are you awake? He's got a nub. What are the odds what are the odds we'd end up side by side, All Might? Yes, he has plot armor. Tsukauchi arranged it this way. Oh. They're short on rooms, and this makes life easier for the guards. How are you feeling? They said they never had to use quite so many bolts to cobble someone back together. Goodness me. How about you, Midoriya kid? I'm getting back some feeling in my arms. I couldn't save Tenko's life. Even after reaching into his heart and shattering that hatred, Tenko remained the League of Villains leader to the very end. Speaking as someone who went through a near-death experience, I want you to ask yourself, what was the look on his face in the end? It's already been destroyed. Oh yeah? That depends on what you people decide to do tomorrow. Make sure you do your damned best. I like that. Because that's what the last conversation was that they had. People were upset that it wasn't long. That I felt like there was really nothing left for them to talk about. And when Deku said it's already been destroyed, like Shigaraki's like visions and desires of destruction had transcended to the world, right? Because it was just like destroy more, destroy more, destroy more. But if we really like take a step back and look at what Shigaraki wanted to destroy, or what I think he wanted to destroy anyways, was to destroy the hero society that left him like this, that allowed him to become this way. It's what a lot of the League of Villains fighting for. Like, the hero society left us in this way. It's like what Stain was like, you unworthy heroes. And if you actually sit here and take a look at the landscape of what Japan is, Shigaraki destroyed hero society. Hero society was destroyed, fundamentally destroyed, and brought down to its knees at the end of the First War. With the help of All For One, yes, but Shigaraki led that charge after being jumped. He got jumped and he led the charge for it being destroyed. And I'm just looking at this like it's already like it's destroyed. So to get this line from him being like, make sure you do your best, right? It depends on what you do tomorrow, because if it's already been reduced, it's on the backs of the next generation to build hero society up in a way that doesn't replicate what it used to be. I like that. Assuming he didn't still look like that crying kid, then you did save him, his soul anyway. And you did your duty to One For All. You passed it on, right? I felt it happening. Yeah, he did. Yeah, but I can still feel the embers smoldering inside, which makes sense for him to it makes sense for him to like have that, because All Might ran around as All Might for how long after he passed on to Deku? How the hell are you up in a... They told him bed rest. He's lucky his mom don't punch him in the kidneys. We know she's aggressive. Kachan! You're okay. Phew. Sorry about him, All Might. He was just worried about you. You too, Deku. Sorry. Wait, the Ember? Huh? Do you mean you're... Yeah. Quirkless again? Yep. But I never had a quirk in the first place, so I can't be too broken up about it. Besides, I couldn't have transferred it. I couldn't have transferred it without wanting to, right? Right. It's like he wanted, he's like, I'm quirkless because I wanted to be. That's what he's saying. Yeah, All Might had the embers for, because he passed it on. All Might passed it to Deku at the exam. More than 3 to 4. Well, I don't know. How long was the exam from the start of school? Right? Because after he took the exam, he went back to middle school. Right? I honestly, I don't remember. But it was the start of school would be in March, the end of March, first week of April, May, June, July. Summer vacation in Japan is usually the month of August. Usually. So, yeah, like 3 or 4 months. Excuse me. Yeah, he lost it in summer vacation. Lumen. All right. My time with it gave me a glimpse of the most amazing dream. What dirty tricks did you use to do it, you quirkless twerp? Oh, is he actually heartbroken that Deku's quirkless? Oh, Bakugo gonna make me cry. Is he actually heartbroken at this? Then I'm gonna rise even higher than that. I've got to keep growing too. Don't you dare let me surpass you, Izuku. Oh, yeah, he's actually heartbroken about that. Oh, no. Huh? What? No. I mean, what the hell did I do to you? I guess I thought we'd be competing and I'd be on your heels for the rest of our lives. Hey, cut that out. This isn't like you. I still got that ember for now. He's like, Look, being all banged up must be making you emotionally vulnerable. The two of you have grown so strong. You're so different from the day we met. Midoriya, kid. When I saw you diving into the fray that day, you were already a great hero as far as I was concerned. But now, the way you're encouraging the world to get back up on its feet, now you're a great hero to all of them too. And you made darn sure I'd still be around to say these things. You hear me, Bakugo kid? He did. To my pair of great heroes, I say thank you. The exam was in January or February, and Kamino's July and August, so about 6 months. I would put Kamino somewhere in August. I would put it in August. Just going off of how just Japanese school years go, right? Usually summer break usually starts that beginning in August, right? Rarely have I seen it be like July. Rarely. I think if we scour long enough, we'd be able to find a date. Okay. When I was little, I thought that when the big battle was won, peace would be restored to the world, just like that. However, what's that? Our tale doesn't end here. It can't. The fight may be over, but until we lead the way to a bright future, we've got to go further beyond. I saw this panel. right? I've seen this panel. Oh, that scar's nasty. I'm just glad the boy still has his eye. Right? I'm glad he still has his eye, because that's a nasty scar. That guy got the lesbian haircut. They had to shave his head so they could do surgery. Time out. Are people freaking out about his haircut? Are we being for real? That's so stupid. Legit, people are upset that his haircut looks like that. Are they not aware what has to be done? Right? Do they about the eye injuries? How did Bakugo not lose his eye? I don't even remember what Bakugo looked like. What did he look like? Like when he was banged up. I have to look back at it. But people are for real. They legit are. So look at that scar. That's a bad scar. You gotta shave that whole region so you can even get to it, so you can treat it. You just can't leave the hair there. Not gonna. If I was Deku, I just would have buzzed my head. I just would have buzzed it. I would have buzzed it for real, for real. What is this in the middle? What is this? Like, I'm trying to look at this and I don't know what I'm looking at. Because this is Shoto, that's Uraraka. What's in the middle? Like, I feel like I should know what I'm looking at, and I don't know what I'm looking at. No clue. Spinner. This remains a spinner. Is it spinner? These could be spinner scales, I guess. I don't know. All right, we got 425 to do. It's the only good thing about today. We got 425. Oh, those are his shells when he transformed. Okay. It's just that when Bakugo was hurt by Shaky, it seemed like he tore off half of his face, and he looked more hurt than he seemed. I have to go back and look. I legit don't. I'm trying to like think of what his face looked like. Is it like, did it look similar to Deku's, where he had scars on the top and bottom, maybe? All right, and now it's time to issue diplomas. Are we gonna watch them graduate? The big three graduates, come on up. Nejire Hado, okay. Well done indeed. Congratulations on making it through the good fight. Potatoes. They're all just potatoes. I graduated. How about that? We hate to lose you. Sorry your graduation got delayed, kids. The cherry blossoms already fell, but at least you get a glorious flowery send-off. Not Mike going in. Unseasonable? Unseasonable. I'm just thinking about food. Sorry. Make some noise. He's going crazy. This groove doesn't fit a graduation. Graduates used to this. Graduates are used to this. That's why they're freaking out. New second years, former first years taken aback. New third years, former second years starting to get the gist of it. Okay. Our senpai, who were in limbo for a while, got to graduate. Our senpai, who were in limbo for a while, got to graduate in June. The heck? I thought we'd all be crying. It's like a freaking festival. You still feeling those injuries? Yeah, I sure am. But I still feel on top of the world somehow. Weird, huh? We've got Mirio to thank, since he was sure to watch over us when we were down for the count in that flying tomb. Yeah, Mirio mooned Shigaraki and saved us all. Mirio's moon gave us the moment's hesitation when Deku flew. And he's the one that brought Deku back to reality. Requests to foreign countries for essential resources and provisions, budgeting and fundraising for the overall restoration plan, deployment and allocation of aid, securing hospital beds and medical treatment. Even in our superhuman society, this rapid recovery effort was only made possible thanks to the behind-the-scenes maneuvering and the spurring on of those foreign nations. Raise the BPN if you would. By Principal Nezu, a VIP of global renown. Hold on. The principal's major contributions to quirk morality education have made him a man of global renown. All along, our principal was looking towards what would come after the battle. Those were some sick lyrics. A sick farewell address. Put your hands up for Mawata Fua, your underclassman rep. Okay. And now, here to clap back is the rep for the graduating class. Like a rap battle? Are they really doing this? I think it's bizarre. Drop some bar. Okay, Hori. Give it up for Mirio Togata, aka Lemillion. Deku's the narrator. Deku's the narrator. And wait, no, I think that's done on purpose, right? Because then Nezu didn't like being. Am I making that up? Nezu didn't like to be called an animal, right? I thank you from the bottom of my heart for taking the time out of your busy lives to be in attendance today. What? No stupid gag? We collectively, we've lost so much and gained nothing at all. The fact is, heroes fight to bring a negative situation back to square one. General studies, the support course, and the business course. Each of you has leveraged the experience gained at this institution to come together and fight to come together as one and fight the good fight. However, we're still not back to square one just yet. I'm asking whose feet are up in the air. The 3 years we've spent here will be put towards that purpose. Today was not the goal. Everyone's still in their bag. I'm like, who? Everyone's feet are up in the air. Today was not the goal. A world without smiles and humor has no bright future. We seek a positive world where people can live their lives in good cheer. That is the finish line we're racing towards. Wow, Togata. Check me out, Night Eye. He snapped. Today marks the start of that journey for us. So to all who have yet to graduate, I say, he got out of his clothes, right? Peace out. He's in his hero costume. I thought he was butt naked. I was about to say, is he butt naked? Apparently, this was more or less traditional for UA graduations. They turn up like this at graduation? This is crazy. They turn up like that? 2A, temporary. This is hilarious. Our kids finally made it to second year. Typically, you wouldn't have the same homeroom teacher 2 years in a row. But circumstances being what they are, it seems you're stuck with me for one more year. Ew. So glad we got you, Aizawa-sensei. Oh, you're crying. We wouldn't want nobody else. The dust has really settled, huh? Shouldn't you be in the hospital, man? They said I just gotta take it easy, and it'd be wrong not to have everyone here today. That's weirdly sensible coming from you. Take that back. Hey, take it easy, remember? Ahem. Come on in. 10 years to see them get to go the second year. Yep. Once more, I say adieu. Yes, I am leaving UA. Really? Oh, Aoyama, still no change of heart? But dude, we could have never split up All for One from his goons without you. Both Sensei and Detective Tsukauchi said I may stay enrolled, but none. I must set matters right. As my very matriculation was part of All for One scheme, I would not be deserving of a graduation like the one we attended today. I will atone, and once more, walk the path of the hero. This sits well with me. After all, don't put cheese in my mouth. After all, I reached out to you and all and took your hands in mine. Yeah. Don't put cheese in my mouth. Someday, I promise, I will be worthy of standing beside you with my head held high. Dang, Aoyama. Dude amongst dudes. Do not cry, friends. No melancholy on my behalf. Bro, chill out. So bright. With even tighter control than during the school festival. On that note, there is a surprise. Shinto's transferring into our class? A new member of Class A. All right. Hey, if I saved the world and got rid of my quirk in a war and needed to go back to school a week later, yes, I would be so mad. I'd be so upset if I had to go back to class after saving the world. You mean I gotta finish school? I can't get an honorary diploma? I can't sit down for a little bit? I think that's what differentiates me from a hero. Shinso, you're joining our class? The transfer worked out. Awesome. You got your provisional license and everything? What's the face, Aoyama? What's the face? What are we making the face for? Might we discuss my farewell party? Oh, right. Aoyama, stop cutting out. Upset. He feels like he got replaced. Mineta, what you looking at? Oh, snap. What? Oh, is it because Aoyama was shooting like light around the classroom? My quirk's bugging out again. They're gonna see me. Oh, her actual face. What a cutie. Pardon. Quit it, too embarrassing. And now Mineta is smitten. Now he's smitten. All this time, a goddess among us. Choked up. Relax. Chill out. Cut it out. There's more business to go over. Mawata Fuwa, the new third year in the hero course. Got you. Second and third years in the hero course will be joining the greater restoration effort for the time being. And I'm in charge of organizing us. So there's not going to be any sports festival. I'm so shallow-minded. In addition to the ongoing restoration projects, we'll be involved with the nationwide effort to maintain law and order. We've made it past All Might's retirement and then the war in Jakku. Know that after each big battle that winds up in textbooks, there's sure to be a period of chaos the books don't talk about. Right. When there's no symbol, All for One was born during chaos like that. I guess so. Does that cover it, Eda-sensei? Yep. I was like, Eda, I've never heard anyone call him that. I used to be in Era Sensei's class myself. I take it he didn't expel all of you? He gave us pampered kids a taste of death, so to speak. Scary stuff. Thank you, Fuwa. You can go now. I forgot that Aizawa, like, this is the first class Aizawa didn't expel, right? But we have him to thank for making us realize why we should be heroes. You're welcome. Keep forgetting that he expelled everybody. New first years? Can you imagine? Starting tomorrow, we're going to be senpai. It's all so much so fast. We will certainly be busy. At least we got our moments rest, so to speak. Hey, lay off me already, Zero. Sheesh. Don't be that way. Nah, I mean, I thought her speech was awesome. Uraraka, you too? She's like, you too? So, they had to give you half an undercut because of your wounds? I sure hope it grows back in soon. Look, there's everyone complaining. There you go. Speaking of makeovers, Tokoyami, not a fashion statement, though I don't hate it. Yeah, imagine being a first year having to come back behind Deku. Tokoyami looks like Hawks right here. I'm not gonna, looking at Deku right here, if you give Deku a buzz cut, he would look like, it would be funny. Like, you give Deku waves and some earrings. It fits. Matter of fact, Deku kind of looked like Aang when Aang grew his hair. If you buzzed this whole head, he would look like Aang when he got hair. 1000%. What am I looking at? What? Who is this? Is this another villain that's out here? Who are you? Something's covering their mouth. They're crying. They're like huffing and puffing. New villain? Like, villains aren't going to disappear. For sure. But who is it looks like there's a hand going through their chest. Like, that looks like a hand going through their chest. And they're bound. Like, mouth is bound. Neck is bound. Like, all these wrappings are around, like stitched, like the back and around the arm and around the waist, it seems like. And they're just like wandering in these, like, what's his face? That hand's on the wall? Oh. It looks like it was going through him. Okay, that's better. I thought that hand was going through their chest. Okay, so that's them putting their hand on the wall. Okay. I was like, there's a hand going through their chest. What the heck? I don't know. I don't even know what this is. I wonder. Let's continue. You think you'll make it to the farewell party, Todoroki? Sure, as long as it's not today. Todoroki? I'm good. Really. Here I go. I don't believe him for a second that he's good. I don't. Is that Dobby? Damn. That's true. Yeah, they talked about there's always some chaos that ends up being born in those time periods in between, like, these big moments in history books. That's Dabi? Gosh. So this could either be... So this guy could either just be something that gets wrapped up. Deku looks very thoughtful in this chapter. He's always thoughtful. Like, he went, like... If you going back, he like, as they're walking, he called out to Uraraka. Right? He called out to Uraraka, and she kind of, like, cuts him off, like, before he's able to say whatever he's able to say. Like, he calls out to her, and she's like, something, throws a smile on, and he's, like, looking at her back, like, mad worried. Like, he's like, she's got that smile on, and he's, like, looking at her, like, And then the next thing that he does too is, like, he wants to follow up with Shoto too. And he's like basically asking, like, are you, like, you're good? And Shoto's kind of like trying to reassure him, like, I'm fine. But if you look at the things, like, Shoto went through having to go through fight Dabi with his family and all that stuff, and whatever condition Dabi's been left in. And we still don't know what happened to Toga. I'm pretty sure she might have died. She still could be alive. We don't know. But Uraraka almost died too, went through all that emotional connection and all those things, and knowing that Toga possibly gave her life for, like, they went through some stuff during this battle too, that it feels like the only person that is looking to reassure them or thinking about it in a way is Deku, because he's so damn thoughtful. But this guy, if this is gonna be thought Toga was just dead. We always wondered if it made me wonder, like, because a lot of people were thinking that the Uraraka that was on the helicopter could have been Toga, that they had Toga turn into Uraraka so that she could get treatment because they wouldn't treat her if she was a villain. All that was floating, but I think now more so she might be dead, but you still could get hit with the Dark Knight Rises ending. So that still could happen for her eventually, maybe, you don't know, but I think she's dead. I think she gave her life for Uraraka's. Now I remember how I was talking in Discord about Oob. Do you think that is Tenko? Weirdly, those give me Shiggy vibes. Decay was from Overhaul Without Reconstruction, right? Deku's dad breathes fire and his mouth is blocked. I don't know. Either this person has some connection or this person is just someone brand new. It's one of those two. It's a brand new person that went through a lot, and they're like, if no one gets their hands on them right now, honestly, what I think this could be is this could be either set up for a part 2, or this could be a situation in which this is an individual that needs somebody to save them. So this is like the Shigaraki Tenko situation all over again, where the wrong person got their hands on him. Because as, like, even now, I still stand by this and I still believe this. I know some people might feel differently because of the role that All For One played in Shigaraki's life that we learned a couple chapters ago. Like, he damn near planned his whole life. I genuinely think even after we know that All For One took his quirk, gave him decay, planned all these things, I still think that if a proper hero were to have found him on the street and didn't turn him away, he would have turned out differently. I do think he could have turned out differently. Now, All For One would have been manipulating and meddling the whole time, trying to probably get him back for sure. But I think if a person like Deku would have ran into him, even knowing what we know now with all the manipulation that All For One did, I still think his life turns out differently. So I think this could either be set up for part 2 and a new big bad that we're going to take on in the next series, or this is a situation in which if the heroes can get their hands on this person and actually, like, rehabilitate this person, they might not go down that slippery road and end up being this darkness that was born in the chaos after this big battle. So it could be one of these, and this epilogue might might show the fact that Hero Society has changed, because we know that Hero Society has let those individuals down time and time and time and time and time and time and time again. We know that it's let them down time and time again. So I think this could be like a small story to show that on the backs of the new generation, the messaging and the energy that Deku has given all of these his classmates and all these new heroes, that this is what we need to do to move forward. This could be an individual that could be saved and not just lost and fall in between the cracks, quite literally, because the street is all destroyed. So I think this might be a situation like that to prove that Hero Society is changing for the better. I think it could be a small story like that, where it's like one push and this guy could probably be the next big bad, but we save him. And if Deku, and they made note. The more I'm thinking about it, the more I think that this is going to be like a small story showing that Hero Society has changed. And I think Deku is going to give up the rest of One for All, the Embers, saving this guy. That's what I think, because they made the, like Hori made the effort to show that I still have the Embers, right? I still have the Embers for sure. I still have the Embers, and I think Deku would give the Embers up to save someone so that they didn't fall in the cracks and become a big villain. That's what I'm thinking. I'm thinking that could be this situation. And it would be like a nice like button on Hero Society has changed. I do. I'm thinking that. I think All For One would have killed anyone that could have saved Tenko. Probably. More so than not. Not literally, but All For One is someone. Not literally All For One, but someone that can go on that path. Right. Are we gonna go the entire story without seeing Deku's dad? Probably. I also think it's a villain because it isn't. He isn't a straitjacket that criminals wear. Actually, yeah. Now I'm looking at it. Yeah. I still don't think Deku will turn out quirkless. I'm thinking he will lose his embers, and that's when he gets the combined All For One for All. Maybe there could still be something there. Maybe there could still be something there. Yeah, we don't know. Hard to say though. It's really hard to say, because at this time, I still don't know if there's gonna be a part 2. I feel like My Hero, like especially where we are right now, it's the perfect. Well, depending on where Deku ends up at, I think if Deku ends up quirkless, there is no part 2. Because My Hero is My Hero because Deku was our vehicle. You could do spin-off series, sure. But as far as like My Hero Academia, it's Deku's story to me. Even though it was our like so many split main characters, so many different viewpoints. But he was my main vehicle, how I viewed the series through. So it's like I don't know. Depends on how it's what the last like volume is gonna go. We got like a volume left, maybe 8 chapters now. So it depends. I think if he gets a part 2, like if he somehow gets One for All back, or he finds out that he has something else, or something gets restored or something, I think the options for a part 2 become that much more real. But if he ends this series quirkless, I don't think there's a part 2. I don't think there's a part 2. Maybe he becomes Iron Deku? Maybe. I think I would ask the question, and I feel like this is a good question to ask. Let's say he uses the embers and he becomes fully quirkless. There's no twist, no nothing. Does he want to be a hero anymore? Not giving up on Hero Society and stuff like that. But from what he said in this chapter, the last chapter to Bakugo, where he's like, I was born quirkless and I had an amazing dream I had like a nice long dream. So me being quirkless doesn't, and I would want to hear him talk about that more to see if he's like being facetious or if he's like putting on airs for everyone else. But for him, like, has he just accepted the fact that I was born quirkless, I did what I could in my time as a hero, and now I will just do what I can. I wonder what he would do. I don't know. Also, do you think that old hand in 376 is from an older Deku? I don't know. 376. $377. Okay. I was really like, I don't see hand. I don't know. He'll have to leave you, probably. Maybe. I don't know whose hand this could be. It could be Deku's. Deku has scarring on his left hand, doesn't he? Or am I thinking of his right hand? I know one of his hands has the scarring that goes this way. Like this way and this way. It's his left. If that scarring's not on this hand, then this isn't Deku's hand. Don't feed me cheese, Aoyama. That's why Shoto got you. So I don't know. I don't know whose hand this could be. It could be Bakugo's hand. All Might's hand. It could be a plethora of hands. All right, have a good one. I'm getting out of here too. I got to get out of here too. I had somewhere to be. I got somewhere to be. Dude, I can't wait for these chapters. This stuff should be coming up soon, right? This stuff should be happening pretty soon. I'm excited. This weekend's episode was good. I enjoyed it. So next week's going to be crazy. I don't know where we're going. Part of me wants to lean on this. Part of me wants. I see both, but what I think I want is for My Hero to be done whenever this epilogue is over. And I want this final like bad guy that we're looking at, maybe villain, to be the example that the Hero Society has changed because nobody overlooked him. That's what no one overlooked him and no one judged him, right? Instantly attacked him because he was a villain. Like if they run across him. I want that story to be that, and for this person to actually go on a change. I would much rather that. I think that would be a cool like bookend to the whole fact of what Hero Society was, because it was painted. Hero Society we were painted the promoted picture of Hero Society at the beginning of the series, and it was torn down in front of our eyes, and to watch it be rebuilt, but the proper way, I think that would be a good way to bookend the series. He gets help, becomes the new symbol of peace. I don't want to say symbol of peace necessary, but like he would just like what I was saying before, like how Shigaraki slipped through the cracks, how Toga was failed, how Toya was failed, how all Spinner was failed, how all these people were failed by Hero Society and people in society and just society in general. Like this guy, if he isn't already too far gone, if he just keeps free falling through all this carnage and destruction that's happened, he could free fall into becoming the next big bad. But someone like Deku, he runs across him and Deku stops that free fall. And he has a chance to actually live a good life because of the new generation not just allowing things to slip through the cracks. It's not a facade anymore, right? Being a hero isn't just a good paycheck. It isn't something just to be popular. Like now it feels like if you want to be a hero, so a lot of the second half of the series is like, if you really want to be a hero, you have to do this, this, and this. Being a hero isn't easy. Being a hero, you might lose your life. Being a hero, you have to sacrifice. You have to do all of these different things. And the whole like pageantry of heroes from the beginning of this series might not exist for a good while. I feel like humanity goes in cycles. They repeat some of the same issues over and over and over and over. So I think eventually, hundreds of years from now, you might find Hero Society to end up back in the place where it was, but we might get a good chunk of time where there was proper heroes. We might actually get that, and that was led by Deku. So I think that's what this story could be. If it's not that and it's set up for a part 2, then count me in, baby. Count me in. I'm here for it. I'm ready. But if it's not going to be that, then I'll give it 30 years. I'll give it a little bit more. I'll give it a little bit more. I'll give it more than 30 years. I'll give it past their lifetime. I will. Because you'll have the younger generation that looks up to them, right? You'll have the older generation now, but it'll be like it'll be like the same thing whenever you had the Endeavors and the All Mights entering into hero work. Like there was already established heroes, there was the heroes behind them, but it was clear that this class was exemplary. So All Might comes onto the scene and he has a 40-year run of just being dominant, and everyone ahead of him and before him looked at him. So this could be another situation where this class of students from 1A, this class of students was really good. So once they step out into the forefront, you'll have someone like a Bakugo once he gets back on his feet, a Shoto when he gets back on his feet. If Deku somehow gets his quirk back, he'll be leading that charge. He won't be the solo symbol though, but he will be the primary person. You have all of these kids that are out there, and the generations will look towards them. And the message that I'm pretty sure that they'll preach until they stop being heroes is like, we're better together. All Might was, I am the symbol. You count on me, and I will do everything to protect you. And everyone bought into that. So now, if we rebuild this, and Class 1A as a whole is a unit, and they do joint missions, and they do all of these things together, and they're in the public together a lot, and this is the message we're leading forward, the generations behind them will only look to the people that they looked up to, and they will mimic the same things. So it's like, will people have their favorites? Of course. But I feel like it would cause them, it would usher in a new era. So I would give it a little longer. I don't know if I go hundreds of years. Maybe 100. It depends. It would depend on what Class 1A, what they do, like what they would have done in their careers, people they would have gone up against, like the influence that they've garnered. Did they even become more larger than life? How many things did they nip in the bud? All of these different things. So it depends on like how long that would go. Because if All Might, the thing that screws All Might's legacy is that All Might, he eliminated crime, but it was All Might like unceremoniously, whatever, however you want to call it, just retiring, and everyone seeing like the shell that he was, but he still was All Might, but he still is a shell, and there being nothing else to hold it up. Only reason why that happened is because All For One was still alive. I genuinely think if All Might is successful in killing All For One when they first had that battle and he punched his head off, All Might's retirement and then Endeavor coming into being the new #1 hero, all that stuff, that goes over smoothly. And we're running on a weaker Japanese culture with a symbol, everything being thrusted on Endeavor's back and all these things. Life is different if All For One dies in that battle. It's very different, because thinking just Japan in general, if All For One dies in that battle, Shigaraki doesn't turn out the way he turns out. He doesn't. He starts off on that path, but he doesn't get super it was all the twisting that he did. It starts, but it doesn't get to where he was. I don't think he gets set up the way he was set up at all. He doesn't get the development that he got at the beginning of the series, where it leaves him at, like, none of that happens. None of that happens. So it's like we're in a different spot. We're in a different spot at all. We're still spiraling because All For One was the demon lord that was in place, and if he dies, then there is a true vacuum. There's legit a true vacuum now, and then we're trying to find someone to fill the space. And so far from the series, none of these bad guys could have filled the space that All For One had. Like, Overall couldn't have done it. The Yakuza couldn't have done it. Any of the heroes that we went up against, they couldn't have done it. Maybe smaller versions, but I think they could have been snuffed out. So it's like these moments that has changes everything. So I think if we could give it like a hundo. We can give it a hundo. That's what I believe. That Hero Society will be rocking a little bit. That's what I'm thinking. But all right, I'm gonna get out of here. I gotta get this uploaded. I gotta get out of here. Thank you guys. I appreciate you. Have a good rest of your Sunday. No chapters until July 1, I want to say. We're gonna be on break for the next 2 weeks or something like that. So until then, I'll see you. Peace out.